It's Halloween. I'm here with Lindsay Schoolcraft. We're in the streets of Toronto looking for some haunted houses to talk about some of, there's a big ghost over there, to talk about some of her favorite Halloween music. Not necessarily metal music, but Halloween music. And you gotta watch this video all the way to the end because it's gonna be a little surprise right at the end that you definitely don't wanna miss. So we're here in front of another Toronto haunted mansion, if you will, and what better person to talk about haunted stuff than Lindsay Schoolcraft. So speaking, you have a haunting personality. Let's start off with that.
So I mean, I'm dead inside.
Perhaps, but at the very least, you have a dark heart.
Oh yeah, we know that. Black heart emojis for days.
But I think that's a given, isn't it? I think that's a given.
Yeah.
So speaking of having a black heart, what kind of music around this time of the year warms up your black heart?
Well, it doesn't. It just kind of feeds into the vibe. One album that I got really back into this year, because it's Halloween all year long for me, is it's kind of, I don't want to say like lost media, but kind of lost to the influx of media we have now. And it's the album It Dreams by Jackalope, which is like super underground, very industrial, but it's got such a weird, spooky vibe about it. So it's a pretty cool album. I think it was from like 04, 05, 06. I remember actually getting a copy when I was in college. Believe it or not, it's very long. So this album, it just has a lot of ethereal and weird electronics going on in the background, and then you have Katie B's voice, and she really having a woman in industrial rock and metal is a very rare thing, and she did such a great job. So that's like one album that I've really been into all this year, but now it's like the perfect time to listen to it.
So could you have like a good album to listen to at this time of the year that's not necessarily Halloween themed? Is it more about the vibe? Is it more about the atmosphere of the album that makes it good for this time of the year?
Yeah, it's more of just like a personal, I feel like it's like 80s personal diaries and just going through things in life like love and loss. And there's also kind of like a rave track in there. And it just sets the vibe for like if you're out late at night, it's cold and the leaves are falling, it's kind of raining. It's like a soundtrack like that. You're like heading to the club at this time of year.
Well, for a Halloween party.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's what you do around this time of the year.
Do we? Yeah.
Some people do. Maybe not you or me, but I'm sure there's people out there that are going to parties right now as they're watching this video on the way there.
Exactly.
You just never know. See, for me, I always thought about Halloween music more from a theme standpoint. So for me, this time of the year, my go-to album is always Fatal Portrait by King Diamond. Nice. I mean, obviously it has the song Halloween in it, so like that alone makes it, but that album is very haunting. So I find that's a record that really resonates with me at this time of the year. I'm not as driven as you are by necessarily the overall vibe that the record gives you, but more so by what the actual themes within the records are. So for me, that one is definitely one that's always very high on the playlist.
Right. And it's like a full-out vibe too. Like,
yeah. I mean, it has its own built-in vibe, if you will.
Yeah.
Everything about that album kind of screams Halloween, from the sound to the lyrics to the songs. So for me, that one is definitely high up there. Nice. But I'm going to be honest, I've never heard the one that you mentioned, so maybe
I reviewed
some
Canadian media.
Is it a Canadian record?
Yeah. It was done under the Orange label at the time, and it's out of BC, I want to say, like over there. So it was like kind of at the time. There was also acts like Johnny Hollow and
the Rascals.
Sure. Yeah. So I don't know. I'd love to see your take on it, but I feel like by the end of it, you'd be like, okay, I need to put on something heavier now. This is almost a little too dancey pop for me.
Too experimental?
Probably. For you, probably. You know me, I like Bjork, so like...
Yeah, not a fan.
No, it's a very acquired taste. But yeah, another album this time of year that I really, like, I was actually just listening to it on the train is the Queen of the Damned soundtrack. It just is, if you like new metal, you love that album. And Jonathan Davis composed quite a bit of it. Jonathan Davis from Korn. I feel like everyone knows, but if you don't know... And then I know there was some issue with this record label and contracts, and he brought in all these guest singers, and it's just kind of like a celebration of all the best singers in new metal. But when you really get into those tracks, they definitely have that spooky vibe, and that's like also a movie that people watch this time of year too. why not? It's classic. So that's like another album that I'm always playing this time of year.
Wow, interesting. I hadn't heard about that one either. So I feel like I'm discovering some new music as we speak. No, like I'm pretty set in my ways when it comes to like, this time of the year and what I listen to. I gotta say, King Diamond is pretty much where I'm at, with the exception of Wednesday 13.
Yeah.
Anything he does, it kind of feels like is made for Halloween.
He's a Halloween guy.
Yeah, like it's the two kind of go hand in hand, and it doesn't matter what album it is. You can almost pick anything from his discography. Everything kind of fits with this time of the year, with the mood, the vibes and the lyrics and everything like that. So definitely another artist that I really enjoy listening to. I enjoy listening to it any time of the year, to be honest.
Yeah.
But at this time of the year, I feel like it gets a special attention from my side as far as how much playing time I give those kind of records. So yeah, Wednesday 13, definitely something, definitely an artist that I love to check out at this time of the year to get into the mood. But we have something more for you guys that we have to share. So
how do we share it?
How are we going to share it? We're going to share it just now. All right, so we promised you guys that there was going to be some specific news information coming out of Lindsay Schoolcraft's camp. So what do you got for us?
A new song coming out I think called Crucified, and I did a little release earlier this year. I did this song called Lighthouse. It's on a lot of music video. It's very hard to do. I do not recommend to anyone. But the cool thing about Crucified is it's the first song off the next album that's due out next year in 2026.
So I'm not a music critic, but I'm going to put my music critic hat on right now.
Oh no!
And I want to say this. Crucified, shouldn't that single be coming out at Easter versus Halloween? I mean, like,
I messed up.
Like, you should have thought about something like with a different title for this time of the year and then save Crucified for Easter. I think that would be a hit. It would be a hit.
I need to talk to you next time I release new music.
Yeah.
I totally messed up.
I'm a marketing genius here. Come on.
Okay.
It sells itself.
I'm calling you before I release music.
We can even go outside some churches and give away some records.
That's so sacrilege.
I think it would be super cool if you asked me. Like, how good would that be?
Sorry, guys. I'm not actually singing about Jesus.
I didn't think you were. I
hope not.
That did not cross my mind at all. So that's the theme. Does that come from a personal experience, personal place?
Yeah. I've definitely been through a lot over the last decade, and it's a strange thing because with this next album, it was very like piecemeal. Like I started it with Rocky Gray, and then he needed to move more into the direction of his movies. So then I brought in a new producer, and all the music just started coming out super heavy, like heavy and dark with a little bit of like metalcore influence, but there's also like this undertow of electronics going on, and every song is just kind of a chapter of overcoming like severe abuse in a relationship or a workplace or family. So I just kind of wrote like these short stories in each song with the lyrics about all those different experiences. And Crucified is very much about like just kind of, because the intro track's about being aware of it, and then this song comes out after. I have to pull from the well of thoughts. So then with Crucified, that's just like, I think the angriest point where you're just like, man, I would never treat you this way. Like, why are you treating me this way? But then as you listen to the rest of the album, you find out why later. But yeah, so it's probably the heaviest thing I've done. It's really angry. No growling yet though. I still haven't.
Well, there's always the next record if it doesn't make it to this one. Yeah, you never know. But I have to ask you this. For you as an artist, for someone that has that dark heart within you, that goth girl within you,
yes.
Does inspiration come always from a place of pain and suffering?
Oh yeah, all the time. I actually can't write happy music. I'm trying. It's terrible.
But even being in a happy place, does that deter you from being creative?
No, if I'm in a good place, I'm actually more creative. I'm more like turning out the songs and the ideas, have the energy and the mindset to do it. I find when I'm in like that dark place or I'm like really going through something, I just don't have the energy to be creative. But everything for me is just, I'm mainly like processing like my grief and my sorrow and my sadness. So yeah, it's always coming from that dark place.
So there's nothing like of that kind of visual in the music video.
There is the Angel of Death, which ties into the album cover, which has a lot of meaning and imagery there. I don't want to give away too much right now, but I do act out as like this angel of death with this music video. That was interesting. But yeah, so that's it. Let's see what people think of it.
All right, guys. The track comes out, Crucified comes out November 5th on all platforms. You can check out the music video on YouTube. So it's only a few days away. So while you're going post-Halloween withdrawal.
Yeah, that's what happens November 1st too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And perhaps with some tummy aches from all the candies and all of that kind of stuff. So there's some light at the end of the tunnel. And the light at the end of the tunnel is a new song by Lindsay Schoolcraft. So check it out.
Yeah.